So let's just get right into it. If you have a full-time job, you're ambitious, and you're trying to build something on the side, you've probably felt that very specific kind of exhaustion. You've got the drive, but all the advice you're following just seems to be leading to one single place: total burnout.
And you're definitely not alone. I mean, so many smart, capable people are stuck in this exact spot. You finish your workday, your brain feels like complete mush, and honestly, the last thing you want to do is start another demanding project. But you do it anyway, right? Because that's what all the online gurus tell you to do.
And this, right here, is the absolute core of what we're going to unpack. See, the problem isn't your work ethic, and it's not your motivation. The real failure point is baked right into the advice itself. It's designed for full-time content creators or people with, nothing to lose, not for professionals who have a career and real responsibilities to protect.
I think the biggest mistake we all make is blaming ourselves. We think, oh, I just don't have enough motivation. But the reality, most side hustles fail for corporate workers because there's this huge fundamental mismatch between what the hustle demands and what your life can actually give.
Okay, so what is this mismatch exactly? Well, it really boils down to 3 specific conflicts that most online advice just completely ignores. And trust me, understanding these is the key to figuring out why you've been struggling so much.
Just 3, that's it. And getting a handle on them isn't about hustling harder. It's about being honest about the real constraints of your life and then building your side project around them, not in spite of them.
First up, we've got the energy mismatch. Think about it. After a full day of meetings, putting out fires, and making decisions, your mental battery is just drained. Your day job is cognitively expensive. So asking yourself to come home and, say, learn a new software or create amazing content from scratch, that's like trying to run a second marathon right after you've already finished one. It is just not sustainable.
Next, there's the time mismatch. And this one is subtle but so important. It's not about the total number of hours you have available. It's about the quality of that time. Most creative or complex side hustles, they need long, focused, uninterrupted blocks of time to really get going. But for most of us with a 9-to-5, our schedule is totally fragmented, an hour here, maybe 45 minutes there. You end up spending all of that precious time just getting your bearings again, not actually moving the needle.
And finally, there's the big one, the risk mismatch. A lot of the popular advice online pushes these really high-risk ventures with super uncertain, delayed payoffs. And hey, that's fine if you've got nothing to lose. But if you have a stable career, a mortgage, maybe a family, you're naturally more risk-aware. You get what opportunity cost is, and the potential downside of burning out and hurting your performance at your actual job, well, that's catastrophic.
All right, so let's take this mismatch framework and actually apply it to the most popular side hustle advice out there. Let's see exactly why it so often falls apart for professionals. Man, this table just cuts right through all the hype, doesn't it? Content creation, it's sold as this flexible, low-cost thing, but it is one of the most mentally draining things you can do, with these brutally long feedback loops before you see any reward. E-commerce, they call it passive income, but in reality, it's a second, super high-stress job in disguise. And freelancing, yeah, it can work, but most people just get crushed by client demands that are in direct conflict with their day job.
So here's the crucial takeaway. None of these are inherently bad ideas. They're just fundamentally deeply misaligned with the energy, the time, and the risk profile of a full-time professional. The advice out there assumes you're optimizing for maximum upside when what you really need to be optimizing for is sustainability.
Okay, so if all the popular advice is wrong, then what in the world actually works? This is where we pivot. We're going from the problem to the solution, and it requires a completely different way of thinking about this whole side hustle game.
This right here, this is the light bulb moment. We have to stop asking, what's the best side hustle, and start asking a much smarter question. What hustle actually fits my life, my skills, and my energy levels right now? The answer isn't a specific business model, it's a set of characteristics.
So here's a practical way to think about it. A sustainable side hustle for a professional almost always has these 4 traits. First, it leverages skills you already have, which dramatically cuts down on the energy cost. Second, it's low volume and high leverage, so we're talking fewer clients or projects, but with higher impact. Third, it's asynchronous, meaning you can work on it when your energy is at its peak, not when a client demands it. And finally, it has super clear boundaries to protect your main job and, just as importantly, your recovery time.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Things like specialized consulting or creating a productized service, they might not sound as sexy as becoming a YouTube star or a dropshipping millionaire. But here's the truth. When your life is already full and demanding, Boring and predictable is exactly what you need. Boring means manageable. Boring means sustainable.
And this brings us to a whole new set of rules for the road. To actually succeed long-term, you have to completely redefine what a win even looks like.
So from now on, use these rules as your new filter for any idea. Instead of just chasing revenue, ask, is this sustainable for me? A good side hustle should reduce the pressure in your life, not pile more on. It should leverage the skills you've built in your career, not force you to start from scratch. And this is so crucial. It must protect your recovery time, because that's the fuel for both your day job and your hustle.
And this is such a powerful truth, isn't it? The goal doesn't always have to be about escaping your job. For a lot of us, that job provides stability and leverage. The real enemy isn't the 9-to-5. The real enemy is the burnout that comes from chasing a dream that's completely misaligned with your life. A well-designed side hustle should complement your career, not declare war on it.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What if the ultimate goal isn't just about building a side business so you can quit your job? What if, instead, it's about strategically adding something that gives you more control, more options, and actually more energy, allowing you to truly master your life with your career serving as a powerful foundation? Now that is a game you can actually win.